This time I would invite student presenter Eli Wall and inductee presenter Travis Arms to the stage.
Good afternoon. My name is Eli Wall, and I'm a junior here at Brewer High School. I'm currently a member of the football, basketball, and baseball programs here at Brewer, and also the co-vice president of the Student Athletic Advisory Council. It gives me great pleasure to tell you about Hall of Fame inductee Jon Collins. Mr. Collins, class of 1988, was a versatile, multi-sport student athlete, and his efforts on the baseball field put him on the path for the Hall of Fame. A 3-year varsity player, his batting average was second on the team with .381 his sophomore season, along with 8 stolen bases. Due to his diligent work ethic and love of the sport, he continued to shine into his junior year. He ranked first in walks, third in runs scored with 15, and a stolen base percentage of 100%. He had an outstanding senior season, leading the team in triples and 15 stolen bases. He continued to be dependable at the plate with a batting average of .396. He was a dominant force in bringing home the 1988 Eastern Maine Championship and state runner-up titles. His love for the game carried into the summer, playing American Legion Baseball for the Brewer Falcons. He was a key member of the Zone 1 championship team. He was also selected to several All-Star teams due to his team-leading .450 batting average and his last season, including going 26 for 26 in stolen bases. He took his talents to a 4-year baseball career at the University of Southern Maine and was a key player as the leadoff hitter and center fielder in their 1991 national championship. He was named most valuable player at the 1992 Northeast Regional tournament due to his impressive stats of a .615 batting average, 9 RBIs, and 7 runs scored. Mr. Collins also worked diligently in the classroom and was a part in the Brewer High School's National Honor Society and 3-time recipient of the Scholar Athlete Award at USM. At this time, I'm honored to introduce Travis Arms to present Jon Collins for induction into the Brewer High School Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Eli. As he said, my name is Travis Arms, Brewer High School class of '89. It is my honor to introduce Jon into the Brewer High School Hall of Fame. But first, a little history on how this day came about. This bag played a part in why we're here today. A scant 49 years ago, Jon's parents, Bob and Renee, decided to move their family, which included Jon and his older brother Larry, to the mean streets of Sherwood Forest, right over there. I couldn't comprehend it at the time since I was only this many years old, but my lifelong brother had just moved in diagonally across the street. We both loved all sports and pretty much did everything together. We played one of football, basketball, or baseball almost every day. My father, Bill Arms, Brewer class of 1966, would take us to any unused field in Brewer or city across the river and pitch batting practice nonstop to both of us. This would happen at least once a week from approximately age 7 all the way through high school graduation. It was a labor of love for my father, and he would be incredibly proud today. And this is the bag from back then that he used. So that's how it kind of played a part in all of this. Jon's father, Bob, a crafty left-hander, would also pitch to us as well. Through all this hard work, Jon developed a sweet left-handed swing, and not coincidentally, his favorite player was Carl Yastrzemski, also a left-hander. In addition to honing his craft as a hitter, Jon was also very fast and had a strong arm, which made him one of the best outfielders in the state of Maine. He played very well at Brewer in his first 3 years, leading into his senior year, where he and 2014 inductee Chad White formed the best outfield in the state. John was a leader on our team that made it all the way to the state final that year. He wasn't a vocal leader, very much led by example, always working hard and doing the little things that make a championship team. John never sought the spotlight and, in fact, probably hid from it. But his baseball talents brought the spotlight to him as legendary University of Southern Maine coach Ed Flaherty recruited John to play for the Huskies. By his junior year, he was a key member at the top of the lineup and was part of the best outfield in the country this time, that culminated with USM winning the College World Series. One lasting memory for me the following year, John's senior year, was flying home from college in May after my junior year, and my parents and I traveling to Portland for the weekend to watch John and USM in the Northeast Regional as the Huskies looked to repeat as national champions. The teams just couldn't figure out a way to get John out, and he was flying around all over the field, making plays in the outfield and running the bases at will. He had a huge bases-clearing triple, paving the way for the Huskies to advance to the World Series in back-to-back seasons, and John being named Northeast Regional MVP. Have yourself a weekend, John. Success is the culmination of practice and preparedness mixed with opportunity. That was evident that weekend in Portland. It is a memory I will never forget. Hard work, honesty, dedication to the craft and to his team as a whole, sprinkled him with some natural talent, makes for a Hall of Famer. And today, that is Jon Collins. John, when I came across this bag a month ago, this was the only baseball remaining in it. It played a small part in your origin story leading you to this day. I thought you were going to be on stage. I was going to throw it to you, but probably not a good idea right now. So here's to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Jon Collins to the Brewer High School Hall of Fame.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm standing here today ecstatic. I'm full of pride, joy, gratitude, and quite frankly, a ball of nerves, if I'm being honest with you. But there is a sense of relief, actually, because I was actually a little bit concerned that Travis was going to come up here, get confused, and actually roast me. So I think I dodged one there, because he definitely has plenty of material. Look, I'd like to also make sure that I give a shout out to Eli. I had an opportunity to talk to him in the reception area, and for those who don't know, Eli threw a no-hitter this past season against that team across the river. So, he told me that he didn't think that it was going to be a chance to play baseball in college, and I said, absolutely not. You can do whatever you want to do if you set your mind to it, so keep going, buddy, okay? I want to make sure I thank the Hall of Fame committee and everyone who has contributed to this day. What a wonderful community event, and I'm so thrilled to be a part of it. I would also like to congratulate all of my fellow inductees. Joe, you look exactly like your dad, I got to tell you. Congratulations. It's just, to be sharing this day with you is just an awesome experience. You know, it is on a day like today that I'm thinking of all my teammates that push me either directly or indirectly to be the best version of myself. And like a great teammate, a great coach can make all the difference as well. Brewer High was filled with great coaches. I had an opportunity to speak with Coach O'Connell. I saw Coach Susie from a distance and many others here. But there's one in particular that deserves special mention from me, as he coached me in 3 different sports across 4 different seasons. Coach Kaya. You were stuck with me, so maybe I should be apologizing. But in all seriousness, your leadership, your guidance, your mentorship produced a ton of success for our teams. And not only that, but it was foundational for my collegiate career and in life in general. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. There are two families in particular that played a part in my passion for baseball here in Brewer: the Arms family and the Archambault family. Travis's parents, Bill and Mary Lou, took a vested interest in my growth from a very early age. Mary Lou was actually my babysitter, and some, by the way, believe I still need one of those. And my wife, yeah, he definitely needs one of those. But no, she was there from a very early age, breaking up all the juvenile fights between Travis and I. And Bill, well, you just heard it. Bill and Travis always included me when they went to take batting practice, or even to play pickup basketball at the Brewer Auditorium or John Baptist on those Friday nights. And yeah, in high school, that's what I did on Friday nights. I played pickup basketball. I can't help but think that because Bill threw thousands of pitches to me over the years, that made me a better hitter and a better player. Doc Archambault was a team physician at the University of Maine. Importantly, that meant that Timmy and I had access, his son Timmy, had access to every crevice of that athletic facility. I'll always remember Doc shuttling Timmy and I to the annual week-long baseball camps at Maine, and the thrill of being a bat boy in the early 80s for one of the visiting teams during those NCAA regional tournaments that Maine would host. Many of you would remember Maine was a juggernaut back in the early 80s, going to multiple College World Series. Doc and Bill are no longer with us, but I hold them close in my heart, and I think of them often. And I thank them for being a meaningful part of my journey. All right, so now I get to talk about my mom and dad. No two people have had a greater influence on my life than Bob and Renee Collins. Sports was always a huge part of our family culture. My brother Larry being a multi-sport athlete in his own right, and an avid supporter of mine. Our parents instilled in us the values of humility, integrity, accountability, and empathy. Work hard and be a good listener. If you do all those things well, you'll not be just a good teammate, you'll be a great teammate. My dad was very involved, coaching Little League all the way up through being treasurer for our Legion teams. He also threw countless hours of batting practice to me in addition to hitting ground balls and fly balls. My mom held it all together. I never wore a dirty uniform to start a game or a practice. She made sure I never showed up hungry. I always had that meal waiting for me on the way back. I was never late. I never had to wait for that ride on the way back. And both mom and dad worked, but somehow were there for every game, even through college when home games were 2+ hours away. And they did it all without applying any pressure. I'm standing here today because of your loving support and your unwavering desire to prioritize my activities above your own. You set an example that Ophelia and I can only try to emulate in raising our two children, Jack and Allie. So thank you. In his famous 1993 address, Coach Jim Valvano spoke about what's important in life to him and what he tried to think about each day. Where you started, where you are, and where you're going to be. But how do you go from where you are to where you want to be? He said this: I think you have to have an enthusiasm for life. You have to have a dream, a goal, and you have to be willing to work for it. Fire up YouTube tonight and watch that speech, even if you've seen it 100 times like myself. For me here at Brewer, it was always about the willingness to work for where you want to be, on the field and in the classroom. Work hard, and you'll earn the respect of your teachers, your coaches, and your teammates. I always believe that the great equalizer to superior talent is a superior work ethic, a positive attitude, and that desire to where you want to be. Here's the deal, folks. I set a lot of goals for myself along the way with mixed results. Make every all-star team. Win every state championship. That 88 loss still stings, Coach, I got to tell you, but that's okay. We moved on. Lead the team in every stat possible. Make the honor roll. I actually, dirty little secret, wanted to play for the University of Maine Black Bears. And yes, I had the goal of turning pro. But look, things happen for a reason, right? And in 1988, my goal of playing college baseball was realized when I went to play for USM and Coach Flaherty. But here's the deal. It was at USM where I relied heavily on my Brewer roots and the ability to handle all the adversity and challenges, and there were many, that accompanied the success that both Eli and Travis spoke about. Once the dream of being a pro fizzled out, I moved to Boston shortly after college, and there I met the love of my life, Ophelia. And we now have been married for 23 years. We have two amazing children, Jack and Allie, who have continued the Collins tradition of playing as many sports as possible while growing up. As a dad myself, I can't help but think that the value system that I learned right here in Brewer, from all the great people that I have talked about and mentioned today, is now in the DNA value system of my two children. I'm so fortunate to have been able to pass that down to them, and they are the lucky recipients. In closing, I've now lived here in Brewer full-time since 1988. I've been a resident of Massachusetts since 1993. When people ask me where I'm from, wouldn't it be so easy to say Bangor? I mean, after all, everybody knows where Bangor is or has heard of it, right? But I can't do it, and I will never do it. I tell them I'm from Brewer, and if they have no idea where Brewer is, I'll start by saying, well, do you know where Bangor is? I'm proud to be a Brewer witch. I'm so lucky to have grown up here. And as Jimmy V said, I will never forget where I started. Thank you so much.